Good day to you all, guys and girls. This is Mike Scorpio.
And this is Jack Longman.
And we are Miketendo64, and today we are going to be doing a little podcast for you all to talk about our views, opinions, and thoughts on the Nintendo January Mini Direct. So, Jack, what are your thoughts? Kick us off.
Well, to kick us off, I think I have to talk about a game that has had a huge influence on me in recent years. I mean, in 2014, it was the reason why I got a Nintendo Wii U. In 2016, it was the reason why I got a new Nintendo 3DS. And having released in both those years, Hyrule Warriors Legends, or Hyrule Warriors, depending on what you want to call it, the definitive edition of Hyrule Warriors is coming to Nintendo Switch this spring, and I'm pretty hyped for it. I know it's a port, and part of me wants to be sad because it's not a sequel, but I love this game. I've played through it twice, all the way to completion. I'm happily going to play through it all again to completion for a third time just to see how it is on the Switch. And, I'm a bit torn on the costumes, if I'm honest. Yeah, I like the fact there's Breath of the Wild Link costume and Breath of the Wild Zelda costume, but you know what I don't like?
What's that?
I don't like the fact that there's no Nifa costume for Princess Ruto or Daruk costume for Darunia. I mean...
Well, you never know. You never know. They could bring them in as DLC characters, couldn't they? I mean, they could bring in all four champions.
They could. I'm not sure about adding new characters per se, because it's a pretty full roster as it is, 29 characters. It would be nice if they did, but it's okay if they didn't. But costumes would be nice. But, woo! Linko's back! Woo!
Well, yeah, I mean, you say that, but let's face it. I mean, they're all coming back. You got Lana, you got Sia, Linko, Tingle, Young Link.
What I mean by those three being back is, they don't have other games, do they? Woohoo! They're back!
Yay! But, I mean, saying about the characters, whether they could bring the champions in as DLC, well, they could do, because they could bring in some Breath of the Wild maps, couldn't they, as well? Now, that would be pretty cool.
It would be cool. It really depends how it all ties together, but, they're back, and Marion's back!
Yeah!
See that HD render again.
Well, you never know. Maybe they're hinting at it again. Maybe Link's Awakening is still in the cards. But anyway, other games that came out of it wasn't just Hyrule Warriors.
See, I really want that to be the case, because a few people are saying there's going to be 2 Zelda games this year. Well, Hyrule Warriors is definitely going to be one of them now, and it's whether or not we get a 3DS game out this year or the mobile game. Something is clearly afoot. And, at least we did get something Zelda related into the Nintendo Direct, but...
And it's coming spring, so you know that March or April, that's going to be hitting shelves, and it's going to be a day one buy from both of us.
May.
Or May. Well, yeah, I hope
absolutely.
It's not May.
Even if we don't get a review copy, we're just going to buy it. That's just going to happen. But although I would like to see that get DLC, there is some DLC stuff I want to talk about I'm not quite happy with. I like the fact Pokken Tournament Deluxe is getting new content via DLC. I'm not happy you have to pay for it.
Yeah, I know, especially...
But what makes me annoyed about the pay, not only the fact this game is already more expensive than the Wii U version, and there's not that much difference between them. I mean, yes, there's fighters and a couple of new modes, but there's not really that much. Now to spring on, DLC that you got to pay for, I mean, yeah, Blastoise is going to fight! You're going to have him on one side, Charizard on the other.
And bring Pokemon Red and Blue to its knees! That's going to be epic.
It's going to be epic, but I just don't like the fact you got to pay for it.
I must admit, it almost gave me a heart attack when I was looking up the DLC on the eShop, and when I came up and it said the battle pack, and it goes €74 something, and I'm like, what? And it turns out that's the game with the battle pack DLC. It's like, oh, thank goodness, it's only about $14.99.
See, I'm really torn up because it's like I want it and I want to have it, but it's the fact that it comes across as being a little too expensive as well. If it was a cheaper price, I think it would be better. I just don't like the fact that it's an expensive enough Switch port as it is, and now the DLC, is an added cost on top. It's like, I like Blastoise, but do I like him that much?
Well, Blastoise is a powerhouse, and just to be able to have him in the game, it is costly. But I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of players out there that's gonna put him through his paces. Absolutely. I mean, Super Mario, that was one that I didn't see DLC coming to. Obviously, not DLC that people were hoping for, like more worlds and more power moves.
DLC per se, is it? Super Mario, that's just add-on content.
Yeah.
Whereas one is, download content that you'll pick. This is more add-on content, it's a free update. But yeah, we got a new balloon mode. Luigi's not going to be playable per se, but he's there. He has this little balloon world, and
why?
Yeah, see,
I can't believe they've turned Luigi into the Tingle of the Super Mario series. Why? Balloons? Seriously? That's Tingle's thing. I'm half expecting Tingle to come into Super Mario Odyssey now and kick Luigi's backside for stealing his balloons. He's putting him out of business.
I think the idea would have been good, but I'm not quite sure how I feel about the new mode for Super Mario Odyssey. See, I liked it when Nintendo was saying, it's a complete game, it doesn't need anything, it's awesome, it's just a great game. And then when we get add-on content, it's that. I mean, I know I should be a bit enthusiastic about it, but it just felt like something that is not needed, not really wanted either.
Well, we say that, don't we? We say that, but then we may turn around and actually enjoy it and like it and think, hey, well, thanks, Nintendo. Oh, yes, there's new costumes.
There is new costumes. There is plus.
Oh, yes. There's always.
But you know what the DLC, the best piece of DLC news is? Donkey Kong is coming to Mario Rabbids.
Oh, yeah.
I really, really, really hoped he would be the character that you get to play, purely because of the Rabbid Kong character.
Yeah.
And DK's coming to mess about with the rabbits. And,
of course. I mean, when he threw his banana and it went behind the other rabbits in the video and they start laughing, oh, ha, 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 and it comes back and like boomerangs them all. And then you see DK is barreling up the top of the tower in typical, King Kong fashion. I mean, Donkey Kong is in the game, and a lot of people I know, they were half expecting Daisy to make an appearance, but this is Donkey Kong. Let's show some love. And to top it off, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is being ported to the Nintendo Switch as well. Right? So double Kong, man.
Yeah, it's a double case of Kong this year, and I think it might have a better run on the Wii U.
You mean the Switch?
It's sorry. I think it might have a better run on the Switch than it did on the Wii U. It's like with that. Although I liked a lot of the games that were shown, I was actually a bit underwhelmed, purely because, this mini direct had nothing for the 3DS. Nintendo have a new game coming out for the 3DS this year, Sushi Strikers, which we haven't really heard anything about since E3.
Yeah.
They had a direct this year of the games that are coming out soon, which this game is supposed to be out, because it's supposed to be out in the spring. And there was no Sushi Strikers? Really? I was let down by that. I mean, it's probably not a game I'll be interested in. It's like, what the hell has happened to Sushi Strikers?
Well, it could still come. I mean, you got to face it. I mean, this direct, it was 15 minutes long, and the amount of stuff that we got in this 15 minutes. Now, we kicked off with The World Ends With You for the Switch, which was an old DS title. So, okay, that was unexpected, but great. That's welcomed. We also got SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy for the Switch as well. So if you want to see scantily clad ladies with bottoms to I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's just wow. I mean, it's ladies fighting other ladies, and that's like every other teen dream and juvenile adult's dream as well. Present company accepted.
I mean, I think I think the direct is great because Dark Souls Remastered. It was rumored. People are like, no, it's not.
It's not coming. We've already had Dark Souls 3. We should be moving on to Dark Souls 4 now. But hey, Switch players never got a chance. So for them to bring this to the Switch, that's pretty good going. Though it's going to be a tough challenge to decide how much you love your Switch and how much you hate Dark Souls. Because I hear a lot of rage quitters. Now, a lot of people throw controllers, but when you got your Switch in your hand, that's going to be an awkward moment for gamers, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to disconnect the Joy-Cons. They're going to take the Switch, to have a moment of clarity, disconnect the Joy-Cons, and then throw them.
No, I think the Direct was great because, we have got more third-party support. We've got more games from this America. We've got Big Kirby, we've got Donkey Kong, we've got Super Mario Tennis Aces, which come out as a story mode.
Yes.
Which hasn't happened in quite some time. It does look pretty good. I'm really hoping that will let you use motion controls, because one of the things Kimishima said this year was 2018 was going to have more Switch games that took advantage of motion control, HD Rumble, the IR sensor. So, if Mario Tennis doesn't have motion controls, that might be a bit of a gutter. Yeah. I mean, I know no one really wants to be running around there in the living room going, with Joy-Cons in their hands, swinging around trying to do tennis.
Well, if they're making noises like, they're not playing Mario Tennis.
They were really like doing that when Wii Sports came out with the tennis game and that. But, I would be gutted if they did not let it happen.
I'm sure they're going to bring it as an option. Or in Mario Odyssey, you can throw Cappy by swinging the motion control. So I'm pretty sure they will go back to that for Mario Tennis Aces.
I think it would be a missed opportunity if they didn't do it. But I just like the fact there was no 3DS at all. It's like, excuse me. Earlier on, it was only that last month, and again in an interview, like, yes, we are going to continue supporting the 3DS all the way through 2018. And there was no 3DS games mentioned or referred to whatsoever. It's like...
Well, it's safe to say that this Direct was all about the Switch. And because that's what everybody wanted to hear about. The Switch, the Switch, the Switch. And funny enough, before that Direct went out, as I was walking through town, a video came up through our chat. And it was a parody for the Nintendo Direct. And it was talking all about Pokemon. And what it was like a dubbed over video of like past clips, and then people have put like their own footage of like Pokemon on Switch supposedly, and then it goes to a message with the guy that does the Direct for it, and it says, 3DS, you're dead to me. And then when after seeing the Direct Mini and no mention of the 3DS is in it at all, and it's like, oh my god, they're right. So, like we said, we've got Kirby's Star Allies. That's coming to the Switch as well. We already knew that was coming, but now we have a date for it. So that will be coming to us in March, 16th of March, I believe. So we've got that as well, which you can also double up on powers as well. So if one person's got an ice power and you've got a water power, you can use both of them to fire out ice javelins and stuff like that, ice spears and stuff like that on enemies. So not only do you have like single player, but you have cooperative play as well, which also works with both techniques and the abilities of other characters. And Payday 2 got some footage in it as well. It shows a new character who's a hacker. They can use their hacking abilities as well. So what, they're taking a leaf out of Watch Dogs books now?
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, it's like, oh look, it's Watch Dogs. But no, I just with the Direct, I was very torn because it looked good. I liked it. Some of the stuff was cool news. It just wasn't what I was expecting. I mean, I know the problem with hype is everyone over imaginations thing. It all gets the best of us. But it just feels like it was something that was put together last minute. I mean, it wasn't for the fact that, Bandai Namco and all the likes of that were suddenly issuing press releases left, right, and centre from breaking them. To me, it almost feels like there was never meant to be a Nintendo Direct at all this early, but people demanding one so much so that Nintendo America literally did a last-minute dash, put stuff together, threw it out. It's like, don't worry, guys, the big Direct's coming. A little later this month, maybe like 3 weeks' time from now, there'll be a proper direct. But here, until then, just have this.
Well, it must be said it was unexpected, and a lot of the content in it was extremely unexpected. I mean, like the rumours for Dark Souls coming to Switch, I mean, nobody really wanted to believe it. We knew that Fee was coming.
People wanted to believe it. They just was let down when...
No, they didn't want to believe the rumours. They didn't want to believe that it was just false rumours.
Yeah, they wanted to believe Dark Souls could be coming to Switch. Because, it would have been great. And, there were a lot of doubters almost immediately, purely because certain media sites immediately kind of like, no, it's not happening. It's not true. Shame. But
no, it's impossible.
Yet to see some of these outlets put out an apology. Oh, no, we won't apologise. We were wrong, shake someone, but we won't apologise.
Yeah. Well, you witch hunters, you can put down your torches and your forks now because, they were right and a number of people were right. Of course, we didn't see anything about Final Fantasy 11 or 15 come through on the Direct, or anything about an amiibo for the 4 characters in Final Fantasy 15. But everything else, like Dark Souls and all that was true. Fee?
Yes.
Fee, now we knew that this was coming because of a leaked email before by EA.
From EA.
So we knew it was going to turn up in the Direct. Now you were saying that you thought that Direct was Rush and maybe that this was another Direct. And you know what? You could probably, there could be some truth in that because they may have taken clips from Dark Souls and from Fee and they took that from their actual Direct and stuck it in this Direct. Just so that the rumours, just to put them to one side and say, yeah, guys, this is true. And here's all this new stuff as well. Because we have yet to hear any more about Bayonetta 3 or Metroid Prime 4 or Pokemon, which is supposedly coming to the Nintendo Switch. They're in development. So Bayonetta could still come at the end of the year. But I'm thinking that maybe because of the games that they've got coming for this year, that we could be seeing Pokemon and Metroid, maybe 2019 release. Oh, and no Yoshi either.
No, I know. Yoshi, which is supposed to also be a spring game, which was last we heard was rumoured to be like end of April-ish time. What the hell's going on there? But the funny thing about Yoshi is Senkai had actually said to someone a couple of weeks ago that I think there was rumblings of a delay in Nintendo, and I was said to them, well, if there is a delay, it's either going to be Kirby or Yoshi. And if we see one of them during whatever Direct comes next, we won't see the other.
And we got Kirby.
See Yoshi. And, we got Kirby. And it is interesting because,
Well, if you think about it, for the Wii U, for example, now Kirby's, is it Rainbow Curse, I believe, that came out on the Wii U before Yoshi's Woolly World. So maybe they're just doing like a repeat. Kirby's going to come first and then Yoshi will come, but later.
You say that right. Kirby's already got a 3DS game. I mean, in America, it's out in Europe already, but Kirby's had a 3DS game out this. Then there's going to be another Kirby game in 2 months after that. It's like, come on, Nintendo. We're going to put so much Kirby. You want Kirby down our throats? You really want to shove it down there? Kirby and Smash. Just put it out there.
Just Smash. I mean, that was the one that was on everybody's mind, wasn't it? Smash Bros.
What I feel about the Direct is, because like I said, it's felt rough. I think there was meant to be a proper Direct, around this time. And to me, it sort of just comes across like all the hype, all the leaks, all of this stuff. It's sort of, it comes across as almost as if Nintendo's like, yeah, if we put out this Direct, they're not going to be happy. So we need to make some changes. So how about we get the bigger stuff and start building a more epic Direct a little few weeks later and just put out a small one now to justify, instead of like a normal one that what they're going to do. It's like, let's just put out the small one, give them something to enjoy, i.e., Donkey Kong and Hyrule Warriors, and then we come down, we kick the doors down a couple of weeks later with something much bigger and epic, because no Yoshi, no Fire Emblem, like you said, no Metroid, no Pokemon, no Bayonetta. Well, these are 5 games that were previously confirmed to be in development, or or releasing this year, and there was nothing on any of them.
I know, but maybe it's they're trying to like blindside us. This was just to like ease our hype. Because a lot of people are starting to get out of control, and ourselves, we're trying to get in touch with like Nintendo Europe and all that to try and find out information. It doesn't matter when it's coming, how long it is, or what's going to be featured. Just let us know if there is a direct, and nobody would say yes, there is a direct, because they didn't want to be the whistleblower. And Nintendo America, they've finally come out with the direct, and I think it's just to put us at ease. And then all of a sudden, sometime later down the line, we'll probably get the direct that shows everything else for this year. But we've got what we need to know for spring up to summer. But maybe April time, we could start seeing another direct, which will bring us all the headline games for the rest of the year.
I don't think so, purely because if you look at last year, and I think Nintendo might do it like last year, the directs were pretty much happening either once every month or once every 2 months. Most of the time it was like every other month. Sorry, it was like the next month, with a couple here and there that were every other month. I think there are going to be similar to that this year, but I just feel like this direct, with all the leaks and that, stuff's been moved around. I think the direct we were supposed to have, we didn't get. What we were supposed to have was... It's been moved, it's being added to, it's more is being done to it, and we were just given something else that it was put together, as a backup, just in case. Because it feels that way. Nothing about the situation and the lead up feels right. And it's like when you hear some industry insiders all talking there on Twitter, some of them are all saying the same thing, other ones are saying very contradictory. And there were others who were saying the same thing with them. So it's a bit, this lot's saying one thing, this lot's saying another one, and they've got enough people backing them up that they could both be right. I think we got a direct. We definitely got a direct, but it was not the one we were supposed to have. I think the one we were supposed to have is delayed and being built up because it makes sense. Because only one new game was actually announced direct, and the rest of the games that we were given to be released in the next couple of months are mostly ports or non-Nintendo games anyway. Hyrule Warriors, as much as I love it, it's Nintendo and Koei Tecmo project.
And it's
Donkey
a port.
Kong Country is just a straight-up port.
Mind you, that has got the extra feature of Funky Kong being able to use his surfboard, which actually looks pretty cool. And you get the multiplayer aspect to it as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, it now looks... until we're told otherwise, that pretty much for the first 4 months of the year, the only new game that Switch is going to have from Nintendo is a Kirby game. I've not got a problem with that, but when it was like, the new Kirby game and Mario, which is out in April, but last year it was like every month there was a big release going on. Well, where's the space filler? There's nothing for February. You really couldn't say Bayonetta 1 and 2 is the February gift.
Yes. That would be bad.
I don't like those games. But, I'd say that's not enough. I don't think that's enough because, it is a port. And I know Super Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was a port, but it's not the same thing. I think this direct, as though it was good, is a deception. And I think it, like you were saying, it's to curb our enthusiasm, to make us be a bit like, woo, and then grumbling about it.
Well, not really grumbling about it. It's just give us something to chew on while the main course is, being prepared.
Maybe that's what I mean. We're going to be, gnawing on it, and I just think they're going to come out and go, oh, by the way, guys, there is going to be a direct, and it is going to be bigger and better, and you want it.
Of course. And I think... that basically covers up pretty much anything we want to say, really, doesn't it? Is there anything else we want to add?
No, I think that's enough.
I think so. So basically, we love the Nintendo Direct Mini, Nintendo America. So thank you very much for finally putting us out of our misery and to stop trolling us on your Twitter page. There was absolutely nothing. Then you post like one picture of Talker 2 going, ha! I know the secret. You know the secret. but you're not going to tell us. And then you post the Chibi Robo on fire. Now, I'm guessing that actually, points towards Dark Souls, as people have said. And then today, after the Direct, you have been hitting us.
With the Chibi Robo thing, as someone pointed out, something Ghost, the Gentleman Ghost or something like that. When Nintendo Direct that revealed Chibi Robo, Whiplash, it wasn't announced. It was like pretty much almost immediate. And the Nintendo Direct that introduced Tomodachi Life for the 3DS, there was like literally no warning. They both were directs that come out of nowhere.
But this does mean one thing, though, dude. It means that Chibi Robo and Wiener Boy is not going to happen now, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, well.
It wasn't announced, so it looks like it's unlikely for now.
Okay. Well, Nintendo, if ever you're thinking of new ideas, we are pitching Chibi Robo and Wiener Boy for the Nintendo Switch. And on that bombshell, it's time to end this podcast. So thank you very much, guys and girls, for listening to us rambling on for nearly half an hour. If you would like to see more of our videos and podcasts, then please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Miketendo64 Gaming. You can also follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and we are also on Tumblr as well. And if you want to stay up to date with our news, reviews, interviews, personal views, giveaways, and so much more, then please be sure to check out www.miketendo64.com. I've been Michael.
And I've been Jack.
And until next time,
keep on gaming.